Now there's some features on the K8000 that I like, and there's a couple of features that I dislike, and I'm going to show you my like and my main pet peeve with this camera. Number one, what I like is it has a an auto on, an auto record. As soon as you power up your vehicle, it turns itself on and it begins to record. Actually, you don't even need to start your vehicle, you just need to activate the battery. You see it recording right there. That's a handy feature, particularly in a parking lot where most incidents happen. A lot of people might forget to turn the camera on, but it's nice to have it come on with the ignition. One of the things that I noticed, in stark contrast to some of the other cameras that I've tested, is that the sound quality is really, really good on this camera. You can pick up the conversation at a drive-through. You can hear the clicking of the turn signals. That's really handy if you ever need to take a video to court. Let's quickly go through the buttons and the function. We've got your M for menu. That's pretty straightforward. This is your stills mode, to playback mode, to video mode. This particular button stops and starts recording, or starts and stops is usually the correct order. It also functions as the selector button on the menu. Over there you've got your up or down arrows, and if you want to turn on those stupid LED lights, you just touch the power button once and you see the little moon and stars icon, and touch it again and it comes right off. Let's get into the menu. M for menu. You've got your resolution mode. Of course, the up and down buttons navigate. This button again is used for selection. We've got it in full HD. We're going to leave it there. Minor quibble with this camera is the loop recording options. You only have the options for 1, 2, or 3 minutes or off. That's very short, and when you do pull in a larger card like a 16 gig card or a 32 gigabyte card, you've got an awful lot of files to go through. So that it's a little bit discouraging. It's a fairly minor quibble. Keep that on 3. So this is your exposure value. I tend to leave them all on 0. I don't see the need to play around with it. If it's dark, you want to go into the plus range. If it's extremely bright out, you want to go into the minus range, and that'll help to compensate for either too much light or lack of light. I don't think that it works very well on any of the cameras I've tested, including this one. So I leave it right in the neutral position. We've got your motion detection, on or off. Let's put it on. I'm going to leave it in the car overnight. Continue to navigate down. Audio on or off. As I said, I'm very happy with the audio. It's probably the best thing about this camera is the audio quality. And then you got your date stamp on and off. I like to leave it on. Shows you how long I've been running the camera. You can see I got started using this camera in March. It's now September and it's still working. Let's go back to the second part. Set date or time. Auto power off. I have it off. It will stay on and power itself off for 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or it will stay on continuously if you have it in the off selection. Button sound. Who cares? Language, only English for me. TV mode. Again, you can select it for either Europe and Asia or North America. We're North America, NTSC, that's us. G sensor. It has 3 sensitivities. Basically, this is high, medium, and low. Screensavers. This is nice to have as an option. 1 minute, I'll put it on 1 minute, and if you don't use the camera for 1 minute, even while it's recording, the screen will go blank, so no one can see any light or reflection in your vehicle at nighttime or during the day. It's a handy feature to have. The volume, this is for playback. I don't generally play my videos back in the DashCam. I take them to my computer and use my video editor, but it's got a volume setting if you want it. If you are playing back, you of course can skip that menu and use the up and down arrows to modify your volume. Light frequency, again, this is straightforward, 50 Hertz or 60 Hertz. Leave it on 60 because it reduces the flicker. Rotate on or off. On. So now we're upside down. You can, we're looking at this vehicle upside down right now. Whoops. Let's move it over there. I don't know if you can see that. Well, yeah, you see trees pointing down. You kind of get the picture on that one. Let's go back to that menu. Whoops. Stop record. Firmware version. Now I'm going up from the bottom. This just tells you which firmware version you have. I don't know if this one's upgradable at this point. I'll look into it and post an update. Default setting, format your card. It's all straightforward stuff. And now we come to one of my pet peeves. And I'm not actually trying to do a Dutch angle. This is the peeve. This is the way that this particular mount works, the one that it comes with, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Now this mount that the K8000 comes with is one of my major peeves with this, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Hopefully I can do this without shaking the camera too much. But here we have your old school, your old style mounting options. It's actually 1/4 inch 20 threading, which means you can put it onto a tripod, or on my Freightliner I have all kinds of little places where I can mount little cameras with this option on it. But I prefer the T-sliders for the DashCam, and I'll show you why. Now that is as far as I can go threading that on there, and as you can see, the camera is clearly upside down. I can't actually thread it anymore. So what you have to do is you have to back it off this 1/4 turn, and then you start moving this wheel out, and that kind of acts like a locking nut and theoretically locks it into place. Okay, so I've got, let's pretend I've got that nice and level, and there's not going to be any Dutch angle on that, and that's great. And then I go down the road and I hit a bump, and this is what happens. You can kind of see just making small adjustments to the other knob to bring it, where are we, up or down. That's where you grip it, and your camera goes kind of wobbly on you. Of course, you should never do the adjustments when you're driving. You should always do this when you're parked in a safe place. That just goes without saying. I hope you've all got some common sense out there. To sum up, the K8000 is a very reliable full HD 1080p dash cam. The 140-degree field of vision camera delivers respectable daytime video quality. The mic does an excellent job of picking up sound from inside the vehicle. The K8000 comes with the by now standard features such as auto record, G-sensor with multiple sensitivity, and a 4x zoom controlled with the arrow buttons. On the downside, I don't think that it does a very good job of recording at night. There are other cameras in that price range of $50 that do a much better job. The camera mount is poorly designed, and if you insist on fixing it while your vehicle is moving, you may be endangering yourself and others. Now, if you don't do any night driving or stay in the city when you do, then the K8000 might work for you. However, if you need to be covered 24/7, I'm going to say pass. Thanks for watching. Next up is the Novatech GS8000L.